Former U.S. Congressman and Texas Republican Party Chair Allen West lays down the law for unhinged liberal female. Guys, it's going to be an interesting video and we're going to get right into it. But first, please make sure you like our video, share it around, and subscribe to the Resist the Mainstream YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you these great clips. I'm your host, Darian. Let's get into the video.
Do you identify as black? No, it's a serious question because you might not identify. Can you please put the mic? Thank you. Okay.
When I walked into the room,
I am not done with my question.
Young lady.
I'm just asking you to listen to me.
And I'm about to answer the first question.
But I didn't finish my question.
Okay. Yeah, I'm black.
Less than 9% of the people in this room are black, and we're all not here for you. Do you think there are racial inequalities in America? And how do you feel about Trump increasing both economic inequality and discrimination for people of color and LGBTQ people? What about violence against marginalized people in the United States? Can you talk about that?
Well, the subject was about, national security and foreign policy. But I will tell you that I think in the minority community and the black community, I think they're pretty happy that unemployment isn't at an all-time low in the United States of America for Hispanic and black communities. And that's the truth. As a matter of fact, overall unemployment is an all-time low. So if you want to break the pay gap or racial inequality gap, the most important thing is my parents taught me, who were black, born and raised down south, was about equality of opportunity and not equality of outcomes. I would challenge you to read the book by a black man by the name of Booker T. Washington called Up From Slavery, okay?
That's funny, because W.E.B. Du Bois is much better at describing the racial inequalities in America that you are denying that happen now. And to say that, we are better and unemployment is down is dismissing the fact that a lot of LGBTQ people are in trouble right now because of your administration, and a lot of black
I'm not
people.
in the ministry.
Okay, sorry, excuse the language here, but what the hell is she talking about? LGBT people are under threat because of the Trump administration? Did we all just suddenly forget who the first ever US president was to support gay marriage prior to going into office? Hint, hint, it was Donald Trump, okay? Barack Obama was against gay marriage while a US president. The same cannot be said for Donald Trump. These are just the facts. Did you see all these crocodile tears and complete meltdowns and freakouts when Obama was in office about these gay rights? No. Makes you think, doesn't it? Another important point. Trump also appointed the first openly gay cabinet member in the United States. That was Rick Grinnell. Point being, everything they're saying here is just a bunch of nonsense. It's made up and it's stupid. Why we engage in debate with this is beyond me, because it's just, we're losing IQ points over it, guys. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying.
I'm just a guy.
I mean, you are supporting the administration, though, aren't you?
I'm not speaking for the administration.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that.
I'm just a private citizen. I'm just Joe Sixpack.
Okay, I have a second question. I'm sorry for my tone. Previously, I was just frustrated.
That's okay. I have 2 daughters. They talk to me like that.
Thank you. My question
but I cut them off with their allowance.
Well, you don't have that ability here.
I know.
Too bad.
My question is about national security, because I do feel like the KKK and white nationalists are threats to black individuals in the United States. There have been multiple shootings recently within the last 10 years, and there have been an increase of violence against black people. And I wanted to know if you think that that's a national security issue and how you would address that.
Yeah, I think it's a national security issue right here in the south side of Chicago, where you have a combat zone going on, and Rahm Emanuel and everyone just seems to not care, or as well as in Baltimore or other places. And that's black on black crime. That's not KKK or whatever.
What about white on black crime? I'm sorry, but that's what I was asking.
Oh, okay. Well, then, have you ever heard of Margaret Sanger?
You can't just give one example.
Margaret Sanger and the organization that she founded since 1973, almost 17 million unborn black babies have been murdered by that organization.
Planned Parenthood.
I think that's something that we should really be concerned about. The fact that the United States government gives $568.7 million to an organization that was founded by a white supremacist, a racist, a person that spoke at Klan rallies, that referred to blacks as undesirables and weeds. I would join forces with you in a heartbeat to say that we need to cut off funding to an organization like that called Planned Parenthood. That 50
This is true. Margaret Sanger was a prolific eugenicist. The, oh, so feminist, oh, so pro-women's right, Margaret Sanger, she's such a great lady. They tell you all that in public school, oh, she's amazing. Huge eugenicist and racist.
I think we give taxpayer money to the Ku Klux Klan.
A terrorist organization that has not been targeted by the FBI.
Well, yeah, they have. The FBI goes after white supremacist organizations, but then I would ask you, why is it that nobody goes after Antifa? I mean, I think Antifa is also a domestic terrorist organization. I mean, look at what they have done at certain colleges and universities to prevent people from going out there and freely speaking. So let's call a ball and a strike. And so there are many organizations out there that we need to be targeting. But I will tell you, first and foremost, we shouldn't give $568.7 million to an organization like that. And if you do some research, I think between 50 to 55% of Planned Parenthood clinics are in Black communities.
Not to mention Black Lives Matter. Who is responsible for the most expensive riots in American history again, with insurance payouts totaling over $100 billion at least? Take a wild guess. But you know, the Ku Klux Klan is apparently such an issue. Serious question. Have you ever met a Klan member in your life? Even one? I know I haven't, just saying. Well guys, hope you all enjoyed that clip. Here's another quick little clip with Alan West talking about racism and that kind of thing with another student.
In concert with what you were talking about with equality of opportunity versus equality of outcome, when our law enforcement officers arrest African Americans are 5 times more likely to be arrested than white Americans. Isn't that an inequality of opportunity for these people typically living in inner city neighborhoods?
I grew up in the inner city. I could have fallen and gone down the wrong path. And if I go down the wrong path, then I'm responsible for those actions, and there are consequences to those actions. And I would just say to the young Black men and women in the inner cities, don't go to the gangs. Don't go down the path of lawlessness. Go down the path of thinking about your future.
Right. You can say that. That's like, I agree with that. But when you talk about like the institutional reality that African Americans are arrested 5 times, they're 5 times more likely to be arrested than white people, isn't there something institutional, not just a choice?
They commit many more crimes. That's why they're much more likely to be arrested. It really is that simple.
Then we wouldn't have that disparity. Like, where does the disparity come from?
I do not agree with police harassing anybody. And they're just the same as they're bad soldiers, they're bad cops. And bad cops need to be prosecuted, just like what we saw in South Carolina. But I think inherently we have a problem with criminality in our inner city communities. And the real problem, we're just talking about a symptom. The real disease in the inner city communities is the fact that when I was born in 1961, a 2-parent household in the Black community was between 75 and 77%. Today, it's only 24%.
It's a lot of people are in jail because of law enforcement.
Well, actually, I will tell you it's even deeper than that. You can read about the Great Society programs of Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1965, when he came up with a policy that said if a woman has a child out of wedlock, the government will provide her a check, no matter how many children she has out of wedlock. But there was a caveat: she cannot have a man in the home. You destroyed the Black community with that simple policy, because the federal government came in and replaced that which was a foundation in the Black community, a strong father. And when you don't have the strong fathers there, not saying that a woman can't raise, young men, but when you don't have that strong father there, you see a lot of the problems that we have in the inner city.
As the famous quote attributed to LBJ goes, we'll have those N-words voting for Democrat for over 200 years. Stand-up gentleman he was. Him and the rest of the Democrats who passed the Great Society. Clearly the party who cares about the plight of Black people and helping them succeed. Obviously. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning into the video. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, please comment below, let us know what you liked, what you want to see next, and we'll see you guys all again soon. Thanks so much, and God bless.